So delighted to be joined by Shamrock Rovers head coach Stephen Bradley on the eve of the game against Ludogorets. Stephen, how are you this afternoon?
Yeah, good, thanks. We're all settled in the hotel and I'm ready to go to training. So yeah, happy to be here and I'm looking forward to the game.
And the logistics of travelling out. I know you guys gave yourself an extra day travelling out on Saturday. There was people going slightly different routes, but it meant you got in, so you're well set for Tuesday's game.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be tricky, obviously, getting here. So we obviously gave ourselves the extra day, which was good. It was all to travel yesterday to the hotel and get a good night's sleep and relax. So yeah, it's been good.
The mood in the camp probably buoyant after a very professional, good performance last week to earn the right to play in this game.
Yeah, the players are in good form. Spirits are high. Everybody's fit. So yeah, like you said, this is where we want to be. This is where we work. We've done our business well, obviously in the last round, and it gives us a chance now against a really, really good team. But this is what we want.
Yeah, you talk about them being a really good team. Anyone who's had a look at Ludogorets know the titles that they've won over the last decade and more, and their experience of playing in the Europa League, which is something that we want to get to as a club. What do you see their strengths and I suppose how much higher a level do you think it is compared to maybe some of the other clubs that we've played? Slovan Bratislava and Milan over the last couple of years are obviously high level opposition as well.
I think they're in between Slovan and Milan. I think they're a bit ahead of Slovan, but not quite on the level of Milan. So they're a very good side. Like you just said, domestically they dominated for the last decade and they've obviously been really successful in Europe as well. So we know they've got a lot of Brazilian nationals as well. So really good players, really good team. But again, we've been here before. We've played top teams in Europe. It won't faze us. We know it's a big task. But we look forward to it. It's a great challenge for the players, for the staff. And it's where we want to be.
It's a different away leg from the last time. Against Hibernians, it was the second leg. You had that 3-0 lead from the first leg in your back pocket. Obviously, this is different this time around, but with an away leg first. We saw a different style of play from Rovers last time. I suppose what can we expect maybe this time around compared with last time?
Yeah, like you said, we knew we'd done our work in the first game in the last round, so we could approach the second game in a totally different way and be a lot more professional, manage the game and make it a really dull game with not too many chances. And we did that and obviously went through quite comfortably in the end. We know tomorrow's a different proposition altogether. We're going to have to be comfortable without having the ball for periods of the game. But we've also got to bring our personality and our quality to the game and go and impose ourselves on the game as much as possible. We've got to play with our personality and do what we do and trust what we do. And let's see where that takes us.
And it's an opposition that have just started their league campaign. They played 2 league games at 3 or 4 friendlies before that, and they've obviously come through Europe in the last round. Different from Hibernians, who their league didn't start till August. I know you would have spoken a bit before when we played Milan 2 years ago. They were completely out of season, but you kind of expect professionals at that high level. It's going to be hard to maybe catch a team cold. The expectation is that they will be thereabouts as they need to be. But we have an advantage in that we're right in the middle of our season and coming game to game and very much in form.
Yeah, look, I think there's no getting away from the fact that we're mid-season helps us. It definitely does help us in European competitions. But when you play top clubs like this and top teams, you don't catch them off season. They get 3 to 4 weeks off and they're ready to go. So, and even in that time, the players are usually in really, really good shape when they're ready to go. So, like you said, we know over the years it's shown that us mid-season helps in Europe, but I don't think it counts for too much against this level of opposition.
And we saw Jack Byrne was able to get a run out in the Hibernians game. I think Graham Burke probably would have got on only for the strange yellow card. It was a physical enough second half, particularly against Hibernians. Are there any kind of injury concerns that you're carrying over, and is Neil Ferrugia available for selection this week?
There's no injury concerns. We did get a few knocks after the game. Obviously, a lot of the tackles that went in were quite heavy. So you get a few knocks from that, but nothing too serious. Everybody's available. And Neil is back. Neil will be involved tomorrow, which is great. So fully fit group to pick from, which is something we haven't had for the best part of 2 months. So it's great that everyone's back at a really important time of the season.
And I know you only focus game to game, and that's all that can be done. But it was a strange European draw today. Either way, whether Rovers beat Ludogorets or lose to Ludogorets, you actually know who your opposition are in the next round. It'll either be Dynamo Zagreb or Skopje from Macedonia, and you know that you'll be home first. I suppose that's an advantage. It means you can prepare either way, whatever way the result goes tomorrow night. You kind of know what you potentially will sort out in terms of only two oppositions and a bit of a time frame to work in towards that game.
Yeah, it's definitely an advantage, like you said, because we've got two destinations, whether we go through or not. So we can do our homework and we can arrange travel plans. And the fact that we have the first leg at home helps with that regard as well. So, yeah, like you said, really strange draw the way it happened. But it does definitely help us in terms of prep, whether we go through or we don't.
And looking back through the record over the last couple of seasons, it's 5 clean sheets in 7 games. You've talked a little bit before about the errors in the Flora Talon game where the goals were conceded. I think looking back at the record, it's only the 4th time a League of Ireland side has held a team scoreless over both first and second legs in the European Cup. And I know that's very much something that you build on the platform at the back to give you the opportunities to go and try and win these games.
Yeah, everything we do is built on clean sheets as a team. And that's domestically and in Europe. Obviously, in Europe, you play a really high level of team and player, so you got to be really switched on for every second. But all our game is built on clean sheets, and that's from the centre forward back to the goalkeeper. As a team, it's really important that we're switched on at every moment in the game. And tomorrow night we'll definitely need that. Like I said, we know we're playing a good side. We know they're quick and direct. So we got to make sure that we're really switched on, and if we can get a clean sheet and take it back to Tala, I think we're in for a really special night in Tala.
You've played 2 games in Europe to date. There's another minimum 6. One of them will be a playoff game, and hopefully another 6 to come. But playing across 8 weeks against different opposition, it must be a challenge that you relish as a coach to try and inflict maybe is the wrong thing, but take on these oppositions that you wouldn't normally see, while also combining the games. You say we got Drogheda on Saturday as well.
Yeah, it's really important that you don't look as one game as more important than the other, you know. I think that's really important as a staff, that we give every team we're playing the same respect and prepare the same way for them. Different teams, different qualities, obviously. But you got to respect each opposition the same and each game the same. It's a great challenge. This is what we want. You want to be involved in big games. You want to be travelling, playing in Europe. If you don't want that and you don't want to be part of that, there's something not right there, like, you know. So it's fantastic that, yeah, we have a busy schedule. It's challenging, but that's exactly what we want. And at this club, that's what we've worked so hard to get. So no complaints and really looking forward to it.
And it'll be a slightly smaller cohort of travelling fans to go to this one from the last one. But I know you'll get huge support from the pocket of Rovers fans that'll be at the game, who'll be singing and supporting you, and people will be watching back home on RT2 and RT Player as well.
Yeah, look, the fans have been incredible all year. When you think of the travelling they've done domestically and obviously Europe travelling there, and Malta, some of them are just back from Malta and they're coming over here to Bulgaria. We know it's not an easy place to get to where we're playing. So to hear that we're going to have fans there is incredible. And it's actually, can't believe it, to be honest with you, like, considering some of them have only back off a plane and they're setting out again. So hopefully we can put in performance that they would be proud of.